What's good with y'all YouTube? It is your boy Rod from that 619. We back at it again with a cool video. A video coming from Stacked and Jacked. And this guy has been making some rounds around. He's been making some, noise around YouTube. Thug Appeal, how young men perform for women. My bad. Thug Appeal, how young black men perform for women. And obviously this one caught my eye because I got the complexion for the reflection, you know what I'm saying? But no, I just thought of that. Y'all like that? But no, in all seriousness, I think this could definitely, I can definitely give another perspective on what this guy pretty much talks about in this video.
Jacksonville rapper Julio Foolio came to Tampa last month to celebrate his birthday.
She already opened it up with, I can see where this is going. Yeah, if you guys don't know who Julio Foolio is, he basically got murdered in a parking lot on his birthday, which is very sad. But yeah, man, the whole Florida situation and the rap scene and whatnot, this is why I kind of limit to how much of a certain type of music that I listen to, because it's just, some of it's just too much.
And was shot and killed that same night. Today, the Tampa police chief and the Jacksonville sheriff confirmed 5 people are now facing murder charges in what they say was a targeted gang-related killing. But a few from TPD headquarters. Ariel, how many shooters were there?
Well, Linda, 3 shooters have been identified, and police at this hour are still searching for 2 of them. Both of them have documented gang ties. Now, investigators say they relied on surveillance video, cell phone logs, and license plate readers to identify 5 total suspects. 3 of them have already been arrested, and their arrests, as well as the shooting, were all caught on camera.
Whoa.
Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying?
On Saturday, June 22nd, Jacksonville rapper...
In situations like this, per se, and this was one of the first things when I said when Pop Smoke had pretty much what happened to him in LA and how he got killed in LA in the Airbnb match, and that he was sitting at. With situations like this, you always have to side-eye the people around you, man. The people around you can do you the most harm. I believe they say most crimes or most instances of violence are usually, they're not random. Most crimes aren't necessarily random. They're the people who are in proximity around you and who are close to you that can get to you.
Charles Jones posted on Instagram, encouraging people to come out and celebrate his 26th birthday.
Tampa, Florida, man. You already got added to the pool party push up at 5:30, man.
But later that night, the rapper, also known as Julio Foolio, wrote that police shut his pool party down. So he moved the celebration and posted his locations on social media, where 2 rival gangs took notice, tracking and following Jones.
Surveillance?
Fam, I don't know why you... For someone of that status and who is known to be... For the reason why he's known is because of the absolutely ridiculous diss records that he makes. I don't know why you would post your address. I don't know why you would have your location to the public so accessible like that.
Yeah, was critical in this investigation.
Around 4:40 a.m. Sunday morning, Tampa police said 5 individuals who had traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa carried out a targeted gang-related killing.
You can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned-out murder.
Several different camera angles show 3 shooters moving around the parking lot of the Home 2 Suites near USF and firing several shots at a vehicle.
Dog,
the
this is crazy.
Who was sitting in the front passenger seat was shot and killed.
Wow. This is something that you would originally think you would see in a movie, but this isn't a movie. This is real life, and these are people's lives.
Straight assassination. Just straight hitman right there.
Jones's mother called for the ongoing feud between her son's gang, 6th Block, and rival gangs, ATK and 1200, to end.
But I know that it won't stop, truthfully, but I would want it to stop.
One of the suspected shooters, Sean Gaithright, was arrested.
Why didn't you tell your son to stop with all the disses and crap? Maybe make some different type of music. No, and that's no disrespect to the mother, because rest in peace. She lost her baby, man. In all seriousness, it's heart-wrenching.
At a Jacksonville shopping center last month. And 21-year-old suspects Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance, an ATK gang member, were arrested at a home. All three are charged with premeditated first-degree murder.
Of course, as a mom, that's my only son. It's hard or whatever, but
Man.
I'm glad that justice has prevailed.
As you guys saw in the clip, regardless of the beef or whatever caused the situation to happen, this is the type of shit that happens when you try to thug Max. Now, I want to talk about Thug.
Now, I hate that I'm pausing it so much already, but to give balance, I'll say this. There are some people that are really born into the life, and then there are some people that are thug maxing, for a lack of better words, that he just used.
And Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, there's a kind of a meme, you know, when people say, oh, thug maxing. It's kind of a meme, right? But see, a lot of you guys don't understand that this shit is real life. You know, for my white boys, my Asians, my Indians, in the black community, thug maxing is real shit. You know, this ain't just sag your pants, bro. Just act more hood. No, thug maxing is a real shit. You got dudes who are about these 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys who are about to do life in prison. It's done. It's over. They'll never see freedom again.
Done.
They'll never be able to enjoy a quarter pounder from McDonald's again. They'll never be able to set.
Don't eat no damn McDonald's, y'all. But we get the point. And he is right. You do have, unfortunately, you do have some lost souls, some lost black boys that are out there trying to thug max or trying to appeal a certain way in order to get respect and to get some type of credibility. Oh my God, y'all know what I'm talking about. They try to get some type of credit through the streets or through their instant community that they are in, and it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. And like you said, it's not just sag your pants on some dumb ish,
Foot in a shoe store again or a gym again, it's over. And you got dudes out here who are throwing away their lives for the kitty cat. And you might say, Jack, how you know they're throwing away for the kitty cat?
That's a fact.
Because see, in the black community, let me just break it down. Let's just start by this. Now, there's some people who grow up in the projects who are basically almost forced into that street lifestyle. Right? You have a lot of guys who are kind of just forced. Your parents were in the gang, your dad was in the gang, your whole families are as gang members.
Granted, I don't want to. Let's be real. We do need to understand that your environment is a very, very, very critical part of the human being that you will become and who you are today. Your environment speaks volumes to who your character is. With that being said, I disagree. I hate that we use the word force. Because no, at the end of the day, I believe damn near every individual knows right from wrong. And to say that you are forced to act a certain way, I think that's reaching. That's reaching, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
You literally get forced and adopted into a gang, So a lot of guys don't have a choice in the black community. Your environment, some guys literally are. Well, you always have a choice. I'm not going to say that.
There you go.
Because you always have a choice. However,
you always do.
There are some situations where you are a product of your environment. It's so rough in some of these neighborhoods to where, if you're a black dude and you just rolling solo, that's a threat. You can get robbed, you can get held up, somebody jumps in your shoes.
Boy, he spin. And when it's funny because people always look at me funny when I say I don't like spending too much time in LA. That's why. I'm not super informative when it comes to the politics of LA. So I just know I'm not wearing no red or no dang blue wherever I go. I just try and wear black or just something neutral, and I put on some San Diego gear and keep it moving, bro, because that's all I can try and do, because I'm uninformed. And God forbid gangs start using San Diego Padres as their emblem or their Montclair or whatever, because Lord knows I'm going to be hurt. Leave San Diego alone. Let me have that one team. That's the one team that I want.
So I'm gonna say that right off the bat. I'm gonna preface this by saying there are some people who are literally forced into this lifestyle. However, there is a large demographic of suburban black men, suburban women.
Talk about
who want to be hood. And this is who I'm addressing in this video. Those guys who are trying to thug max. These guys, I seen it in high school. I seen guys like this.
He's preaching to the choir, because you've seen it in high school, yes, but boy, oh boy, when I tell you, a lot of young black men max this thug out crap in college, simply because you go off to a new state, especially if they're coming from an outside state. Again, I went to U of A, as you can see. You're coming from an outside state to where nobody really knows you, Nobody, everybody can essentially create their own brand new identity, They can create a whole new type of freaking player build like 2K. It's ridiculous. And yes, you will have I met quite a few I met quite a few people of my skin complexion in the black community that you could just tell that they were faking it to make it, and it was just weird. I never really got that. I tried to stay away from most of those individuals, but they were out there, man, and you could tell that they were doing it for the females.
Try to become thug, who try to become hood. They try to hang out with crews and different groups to get clout. And why did they want the clout? Because they saw the girls. They saw the girls in high school flocking to the gang members, to the thugs. So a lot of these guys, they saw women flocking to the guy who was skipping class at 12:30. Going home early to smoke weed. And this is why I titled the video Thug Maxing Gone Wrong, because it's not a joke. See, a lot of you guys think it's all funny. You think it's fun and games.
It's really not.
No, it's real shit.
It's real.
It's dudes out here doing life and losing their lives over Thug Maxing, over trying to be hard, trying to be...
You doing life over faking another life that you were trying to live. So you done messed around and lost your real life, because you were trying to fake another life. You can't make that shit up, man.
Get street cred, trying to live a fake lifestyle. A lot of these guys, I grew up in high school where dudes didn't want to get jobs. At my old high school, I grew up around this shit. Dudes didn't want to get jobs. Nobody wanted to get jobs. I was working. I went and got a landscaping job. And guess what? People said, oh, man, he out there doing that landscaping, bro. It's too hot. Man, you a slave, this and that. And guess what these dudes were doing?
Stacking that bread.
Slinging weed, slinging bags, trying to sell this, trying to sell that in the streets, joining different crews. Because a lot of these guys, they want their lifestyle. They see the guns, the jewelry, different rappers who show off this lifestyle. And a lot of guys are drawn into that lifestyle. Because as a black man, in the black community, that's your quickest way to get kitty cat, especially as a young guy. If you're in your 20s, if you're in your late teens, a lot of dudes, they see the girls who are crushing on it. I saw it in my high school. These dudes who would be in the gangs, who would be in these different crews, all the women in the high school would be crushing on it. And if you look at the clip...
First of all, that looks like a suburban area, but imagine the feds pulling up to your house. It's pouring down, raining, lightning, and they telling you to get on your knees. No diddy. Pause. They telling you to come outside in this storm, get on your knees, hand behind your back, and you just got to sit there and take it. Pause. Not like that, but you know what I mean, bro. You couldn't pay me to do no crime, bro. I can't do that.
Look at the people. I want you guys to look at the people who were just arrested for the Julio Fulio murder of suburban kids trying to be Thug Max IRL, and be in the streets. Now the house in the clip, that could have been the girl's house, or that could have been her parents' house. We don't really know whose house that was, but it's safe to say if they found him at that house, his name was somehow associated. They knew where to find him.
Right.
So it's safe to say he probably, either that's his house, parents' house, or his girl's parents' house. Either way you slice it, suburban kids trying to be hood. Getting tatted on your neck. A lot of these guys go out and get tattoos on their neck trying to be Thug Max for the kitty cat. All for the kitty cat. You can say, oh, no, it's not.
One who does not have no tattoos. I think I usually wear the hoodie, y'all, and I know y'all can't really see me. Just take my word for it. I ain't got no tattoos, and I'm never getting any tattoos. Period. Just like that. Because I just love my natural self, baby. I don't want to mess none of this up, baby. You feel me? I like who I am personally. But I say all that to say there have been plenty, and y'all, I mean, many females that have sat me down, or we laid up together chilling, and they have said, you should get tattoos. You would look so fine with tattoos. I guess it's kind of because of the pill that I do work out, so it would look good on me, because it would look like, oh, he's a bad boy type feel, which I don't have no time for that. I want to be Mr. Businessman, baby. Having tattoos just never really appealed to me, because I understand that we are moving in society to be more progressive, and people don't try to profile you, or they don't try to make prejudgments about you. But at the same time, I just didn't want to be looked at a certain way. That was part of the reason, but the main reason was I just didn't want to, mess up none of this, especially not putting no tattoos on my neck or face. I for sure wasn't doing that crap. That shit is wild to me. What?
Protection too. But these suburban kids do it for the clout. They do it for the fame. I grew up and I saw this in my I saw it growing up. Dudes that come from all these big ass nice houses. You got nice houses, nice cribs where these people are coming from. And then you knock on the door, and it's a young dude, 17, who answers the door with tats on his neck, with his pants sagging, and a Glock under his shirt.
Y'all see what I mean? Do y'all see what I mean? Bro got a degree from FIU, and we're not gonna talk about what degree. It doesn't matter. Sir, you went to go pursue higher education. You got a degree with your whatever. I cannot remember what that is around. We put around our necks. I forgot. Sir, give it a rest, sir. Give it a rest. Give it a rest, sir. Go get that good money, man. Go get that legal money. Go get that. What is this? What is this? Oh my God. Tupac with a degree, bro. If you know, you know. That's one of the terms that's used in this space sometimes, is people try and give the whole Tupac with a degree persona, and it's honestly disgusting to me. This shit is goofy. This shit is so goofy to me. Like, what does this say? What is the goal? What is the goal of this? I'm just like, for real, y'all. What is the goal of this?
Dude, aren't you in a nice ass neighborhood? Ain't you past that? Why are you trying to be hard? But this is how deep the whole gangster persona is in the black community. And when you walk away from that, when you don't have swag, when you're on the straight and narrow, guess what? You don't get respect. The person who goes...
Wrong. Yes, you do. You do get respect. Take it from me. You get respect. People see, hey man, when people see that you are a young man of discipline, you're going to get respect. If they can sit down with you and tell that you're well spoken, you're able to convey your thoughts clearly and precise, and you're able to hold a intellectual conversation with just about any individual from any background, and they can tell that you just have a different mind frame when it comes to certain things. People are going to give you, they're going to give you that respect. As simple as that. Don't fall under the BS.
Comes to engineers, guess what? Nobody respects that. Nobody talks about that. Oh, he's a square. They call you a square when you do the right thing in the black community. And this is the problem with the black community.
Yes, they call you a square. Who is they? The dumbass ninjas that you're around. Go get around some different ninjas that are trying to do something with their life, and they will never call you no square.
This is why the black community can never be saved. Until this generation dies off, there's no hope. There's no hope for the black community. I know people say, oh no, you're just being, why you being negative, bro? Dude, there's no hope for the black, because it's too deep. We're in too deep in the culture. The culture is fucked. And until this group of black people die off, and until maybe a couple of generations from now, maybe things will change. But for now, for the black community is screwed as a whole. Now, individually, we can get it. I'm doing well. I'm successful. A lot of you guys are probably going to be on the straight and narrow to do well. But I saw so many dudes. I have friends I've lost to the streets because guess what? They wanted to get late. They're trying to impress some female. They're trying to get with some girl who likes gang members, or she likes her dudes hard, or she only dates dudes who tote a Glock. And it's all fake. It's a fake lifestyle. Old Block 5, the dudes who are running around with King Von, trying to get clout, trying to get the fame, and the girls that come along with it. A lot of these dudes will tell you, it's the girls that come along with the clout and the fame from doing drills. And a lot of these dudes be going on drills. FGB Duck case, the old Block 5 crashed out for chains and money from King Von. These dudes crashed out for old Block chains and to run around with King Von.
So I wanna get into just a little bit about the doing the stuff for females. When it comes to the females, black man, I agree with him. Some of you ninjas, there's no saving you. Y'all gotta go. It's simple as that. There's no saving you. I have no hope for you. I don't really necessarily want to associate with you. I've tried to associate with some of you, and you guys are goofy. But listen, man. When it comes to the females, I'm talking specifically for the black man that's on the narrow and straight path, that's really trying to do right in this world and grind, even if he has his 9 to 5 or whatever he's deciding to put his efforts into, as long as it's just a cool path and it's legal, and he's trying to stay out the way and just better himself as a man. I have to ask you, sir, a lot of you do have this problem. Maybe you should stop trying to talk to that ratchet ass biche that you like so much. The one with the big old butt, and the one that just look fine as I don't know what. Maybe y'all shouldn't talk to her. Why would you invite a woman like that with her mental process into your domain, into your life? Because all that's gonna bring is chaos. She has nothing for you, sir. She can't do nothing for you, sir. Leave that chick alone. I get it. Men are gonna be men. We like what we like, but at what cost? That's what I gotta ask you.
So the message is this. The message of this video is this. A lot of these females will set...
Man shot and killed in St. Paul was set up by a woman and robbed charges. Hey, whoo, man, I hate to see it. I really do hate to see it, but yeah, this is what happens.
You up. Yes, this is real shit. This is real life. A lot of women will set you up.
Set you up.
Be careful with the females you fuck.
Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. He's talking about the ratchet chick and whatnot. He's talking about the ghetto chick that I'm pretty sure we can all have, we all know the image that he's referring to, but you need to be cautious of just about any female these days, you know? And I say that because it can be the most plain Jane simple chick that can set your behind up. Real talk, real talk. I really need you guys to really sink that in. It can be the most plain Jane chick that can set you up. I promise you, bro. You could get completely bamboozled out here.
So be careful, man. Be really careful about the company you keep. You know, when I was younger, when I was like 18, 19, I remember I was messing with this chick, and she was kind of like a little bit of a hood rat. And, you know, this is the first time I had met a chick like this, and I met her at church, which is funny. But this chick was kind of a hood rat. I mean, she started sending me pictures and doing all this crazy stuff.
What did I just tell y'all? What did I just tell y'all? Even though he said she was a hood rat, where did he find her? In church. You see what I mean by you have to be cautious of dang near any chick now. It don't matter. It does not matter if you found her in the church, the library, at school, at the university. It does not matter. They can all bring some type of destruction if you do not keep a close eye.
I remember she had me, you know, I went to pick her up one day, and she lived in the projects, you know, this real ghetto area, man. I'm riding through there, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Gotta go.
Dudes standing out on the corner, people just literally standing out there doing nothing, staring at you. I was like, nah, man, never again. Never again. But and who knows, man, that girl could have had me set up some shit, bro. So be careful about the females you fuck with, guys.
Alright. That is the video for now. Stacked and Jacked. Solid. You know, I didn't disagree with him too much. I did want to give a little bit more, you know, insight to what he was talking about. But for the most part, man, I agree with dude. You just be yourself, man. Do not do things to appeal to a certain demographic of females, whoever they may be. Don't do that, man. Just be yourself, man. Stay out the way. Grind. Stack the funds. You know, you're gonna be alright, baby. You're gonna be alright, man. But with that said, that was a solid video. This your boy Rod from that 619. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'ma holla at y'all, boy, man. Stay classy.